Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another ISB show. I'm your host, Sahil, here with Rahi and Roy. And today we're talking about, Roy, guess where I went last night this weekend? Guess what I did?
No, you didn't. No,
I did.
I don't
I
believe it for a
did.
second. I
I
don't believe
went.
it for a second.
I
Sahil.
went to the MLS playoffs and did my civic duty and went
What do
and
you mean
saw.
you went to the play? Which game of the playoffs? They're separate games.
I saw LAFC. I saw LAFC play against Vancouver United. Did a little civic duty for the U.S. versus Canada in that match. They played both anthems, of course. And one thing I noticed, Roy, which I wanted to discuss, and that's what we're going to discuss today. You know, Denu Bouanga, Mr. Gabonese international, Olivier Giroud, former French international, Hugo Lloris, former French international. International stars are taking over the MLS playoffs, Roy.
They have, but let me ask you a quick question. Who in the heck is Vancouver United? Never heard. Is that the third division Vancouver team? Is that like a local team? I'd never heard of them.
What's their name? Vancouver FC?
The Whitecaps.
Vancouver Whitecaps. Vancouver Whitecaps. Who said United? Did I say that?
You did. You said
I said Vancouver United.
Roy, can I ask you an honest question?
Vancouver
What do you think
Whitecaps.
the total fan base is of the Vancouver Whitecaps? Just ballpark.
Are we talking
Number of
globally
people
or
are fans of Vancouver Whitecaps.
Hey,
in
be
the
careful.
country.
We have a lot of Canadian viewers out there. Don't insult
true.
them, man.
Well, we got 3 of them on this call, right, boys?
Yeah, Vancouver Whitecap fans.
Big
All right.
Whitecap fans.
All right, so let's talk. There's a lot of MLS playoffs happening, and Roy, this is your time to shine. And Roy, of course, for those who don't know, is a huge MLS fan. He's a super fan, maybe the biggest fan in the history of the MLS. In the history of the league. So, a lot of great matches happening, but it's been an international influx, Roy, and we'll get into a specific matchup in a second. But just generally talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's across all teams. LAFC, you mentioned a few of them. One that you missed is Bogusz, Polish international. Oliveira, Uruguayan international, who played in Copa America as well. Obviously, Bouanga, arguably the best player in the league, I would say top 5. Giroud, and just across the board, and the greatest of all time. We got Messi in Miami. We got Luis Suarez, a recent retired Uruguayan international. Just across the board, we have internationals shining, but there's one in particular who is giving Mr. Messi nightmares and Miami nightmares. It was the shock game of the tournament, even though the result was as expected. Nobody in their right mind expected Atlanta to put up a fight against Miami, but they did. At home for Miami, they almost gave up the win. It was incredible.
Right, you want to name who it is? Who he's talking about?
Oh, yes. It's the man himself. Would you say, Roy, this man, this superstar is the reason that Atlanta's in the playoffs? He's the sole reason, right? He's the star striker. He's doing almost everything for this team. Mr. Saba Lobzhanidze.
No, you had it before the call. Before the call, you had it down so well.
Lobzhanidze.
Yes.
No. What? Who's saying it? Saba Lobzhanidze.
Lobzhanidze.
That was the close.
Georgian fans. We know we have Georgian viewers out there. You can correct us in
I
the
got
comments.
a bit nervous. Like I could prepared, and then as I was saying it live, I got a bit nervous, and then I couldn't really. I don't know what happened.
Lobzhanidze.
Yeah. You really butchered
You
it.
just do this. He does.
so well.
He does Saba time, right? That's his celebration. Saba time.
Yeah. No, he's a phenomenal player.
My friends, it might be Saba time this coming Saturday. It might be Saba time. Miami better be careful because this is an Atlanta team, Roy, as you know, that I've always loved. I love the franchise.
Yeah.
And you never know. I mean, they really should have blown them away. They had so many chances, but Mr. Saba himself showed up on time. It was only 2-1, and now it goes back to Atlanta, right?
He got him into the playoffs, and he got him into this game against Miami. He tied it up for Atlanta, which was a gorgeous goal. And he's been playing freaking lights out. Do you guys remember him in the Euro? He had one memorable moment, memorable in the worst way possible.
It was a miss.
Yeah, it was a miss. Otherwise, he played fairly well, but I think that kind of tanked his confidence. But he's showing that he is a tremendous player that deserves to be on the Georgian national team. And he's keeping Atlanta alive single-handedly. Atlanta has lost all their best players. They've gotten rid of all their best players, shipped them out to Europe, shipped them down to Mexico. Giamakis went down to Cruz Azul. He's now the leading goal scorer in Mexico. If I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, he was. And he's alone. And he's carrying that attack on his shoulders, and he's doing it well. And I predict he's going to give this Miami team a lot of issues on Saturday.
I saw something like he scored 4 times against Miami this year.
Wow.
I think something like that. That's incredible.
He's a Miami killer. Jeez, I didn't know that was that. I mean, he has 10 goals this season, around 10 goals, and 4 of them to be against Miami.
Yeah,
he likes the spotlight, man.
He likes to play.
He's
he likes to play Messi.
Game player. Big game player.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting, because I think, this particular Georgian has found a lot of success for Atlanta United. And the thing is now coming into this match, which is, of course, a huge match for the team, you have the home match, right? And Miami is going to be under a lot of pressure because they're expected to win. They're expected to close them out, right? But they're going into a very hostile environment. And guys, this is going to be a game. This is going to be a game for those out there. For you neutrals out there, if you have to tune into one MLS game this weekend, I think we're telling you, tune into this one.
Yeah, and you make a great point because I don't think anyone outside of the United States, I don't think you guys even knew before this call, that MLS playoffs, this round is best 2 out of 3. It's the only league in the world that does this. So it's not home and away like Champions League. It's not best of 7 like the NBA. It's best of 3. So if Atlanta gets the victory, they go to a 3rd match in Miami, and then it's do or die. There's no ties. You cannot tie in this series either. So it goes straight to penalties if it's a tie, which makes it even more dangerous for Miami because Miami is an old team. Yeah. And to play 3 games back to back to back within 15 days of each other, they're going to start to have to manage Messi's minutes, Suarez's minutes, Busquets' minutes, Jordi Alba's minutes. And then things could really start to go downhill for Miami, but uphill for Mr. Lobzhanidze.
You're saying it might be Saba time. I have a little quiz question for you, Roy, the MLS superfan. I've been looking this up, but there have been 2 other Georgian players in MLS prior to this man himself. If you can name even the team, they both played for the same team from basically 2018 to 2020. What team was that, Roy?
2018 to 2020? I know who they are.
You know who they are?
It's wow. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but there were 2 players, and this was a known thing. It was a storyline, and a lot of Georgian fans would show up to watch the team. one's playing in Europe now, but he played for San Jose. That's Kvaratskhelia.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep. And the other, I don't remember. I remember his first name because his first name is one of my favorite players of all time's name, which is Valeri.
Correct.
His last name starts with a Q.
Yeah.
I'm going to what is it?
What do you got?
It's Kvaratskhelia with big
okay.
Q.
Yes. I knew it ended with Vili. It started with a Q. I knew his first name was Valeri. But yeah, they both played for the worst team in the league. Not back then. Back then they were okay. Today they're the worst team in the league by far, San Jose. And maybe it's because Kvaratskhelia left. And I believe, Valeri left as well. So
yeah, they left
around that time, boys. Georgian fans.
At the same time.
San Jose started to go downhill when the Georgians left.
Coincidence?
Boy, I think not.
Not just an MLS super fan, but a Georgian super fan. I'm impressed, Roy. Wow.
Georgia's becoming Roy's team amongst other teams that he's taking. But okay, so fans, all you Georgian fans, all you Atlanta United fans, let us know. Do you guys think you have a shot against the Inter Miami powerhouses with Messi, of course, Roy's boy Messi? But today we're talking Saba time. So for all you enjoying these videos, watch the MLS playoffs. I did yesterday. It's a fantastic experience. Fantastic experience, guys. Until next time.
Let's go Atlanta.
My friends. Oh, Miami.